Greetings and salutations, everybody. Today I'm really excited because I'm going to be giving you my Season 1 Bridgerton character tier list in anticipation of Season 2 coming out in a few weeks. Let's do it. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Afro. Really excited today. Bridgerton Season 2 is coming out soon. I'm really looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the first season. I have not read any of the books, but I do know that this next season is going to focus on Anthony, the kind of head Bridgerton ever since the passing of their father. So I'm looking forward to seeing his storyline there. And yeah, I figured in anticipation of that, everybody's doing it. Let's do a character tier list. And I'm just kind of wing it. I made this one right here, and there's some characters missing from it, so I'll probably say where I would put them on my tier list. I have a little list of the characters. But yeah, let's get started. So right off the bat, they're just kind of in random order because I stole this tier list from like just the internet. But I kind of made these. So of the rankings, we have Diamonds of the First Water. I have Diamonds instead of Diamond, just because I'm sure there's more than one like S tier person that I want to be up there. I have Must Be Protected, which are the people that I really like, but I don't necessarily aren't my favorite. Room to Grow is kind of like the middle ground. Like I enjoy the character, but hopefully we'll get to see more of them, or their story will grow in future seasons. Found Wanting are people that either I didn't like their character, or I kind of just don't care about them. And of course, Goodbye Forever is don't want to see you anymore. Get out of here. You're done. And that could be just because their storyline, I think, is over, or if I just don't like their character. So obviously, this is my own personal tier list. It is not reflective of anybody else's views or opinions. So if you have a different person that you put at a different spot on the tier list, I'd love to know in the comments down below. Let's have a civil conversation, though. No coming at me for putting somebody you like down at the bottom or something else like that. So yeah, let's get started with Anthony Bridgerton, who is going to be kind of like the head of Season 2. And his character in the first season, I think I really enjoyed his storyline, but it was very much like he didn't grow a whole lot. He was in love with the opera singer and couldn't come to grips with his love for her and his need to be like the Bridgerton head of household and find a wife and that type of stuff. So I'm hoping that this next season we kind of get to see his character grow a little bit. So I think for now, I'm going to put him in Room to Grow. He had some good moments and some kind of cringy moments in the first season, but I'm looking forward to seeing where his character goes, and hopefully he gets up into the few further tiers. So yeah. Next up is the middle Bridgerton, which I think I'm looking at a list on the side here for names because I don't remember them all off the top of my head. Benedict. Okay, so this is Benedict Bridgerton, and I did enjoy his story with the artist and kind of coming into his own of like loving art and not necessarily needing to be at the ball or marry someone who's at the ball or anything like that. But once he found out that his artist friend was on the LGBTQ plus scale, his feeling, I don't know if his feelings towards him changed or his views did, and it kind of put me off in a sense. So I'm not sure if it's just like he was struck by that or if he's kind of against homosexuality. They don't really say anything in the story. They kind of leave it up to the viewer, but it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth for him as a character. So I'm going to put him also in Room to Grow. I'm hoping that we get to see more of him and his story, and hopefully the resolution between him and the artist kind of comes to fruition. So looking forward to that. All right, next up, our boy Colin, who I loved the entirety of Season 1. I was shipping him and Penelope Featherington for the longest time. And, his character, it was weird because when I saw him kind of falling for, what's her name? Marina Thompson, and that whole thing, I was like, no. But it was a good little character bit for him and some more storyline for him. And seeing just his pure heart and still not even caring that it wasn't his child or anything like that. I think that was really cool. And so he's not S tier for me, but I do think he is kind of like A tier, so we're going to put him up there. So yeah. All right. I think we're at the next person on the list is what's her name? She's okay, so the next person, I believe her name is Cressida. She's kind of like she was she was trying to get the Duke and then later on the Prince. And I liked her antagonistic character towards Daphne and having that kind of rivalry there. I liked that. There wasn't really any kind of a resolution to her season one character. Her mom and herself didn't really grow or anything. We didn't really see her get a man at the end of that. So I'm kind of interested to see if she is still a part of season two or what happens with that. I didn't necessarily not like her character, but she was very one dimensional. So I'm going to say that she's got some room to grow coming into season two. All right, next up, we got Lady Danbury. Lady Danbury is a queen who must be protected, but not even that. She is S tier for me. I love her give no shit personality, tells it how it is, and she's just right up there. Boom. Dive into the first water. Love it. All right. Next up, we have our lead from season one, Daphne, who marries the Duke. Her character at the very beginning of the show was kind of just meh for me. And she eventually grew over the course of the show. And I did end up starting to like her character. She was a little bit more vocal and forward as to what she wanted to both her mother and the Duke, and kind of came into her own. So I do, and then it's a question now of like, I know she's going to be specifically in the second season, but it's not her story, and we know that the Duke, technically, the guy who plays the Duke isn't going to be in season two. He kind of was like a one and done person, although he should be in season two, so I'm not sure how they're going to play that. Even throughout the entire first season, I liked her character, but I don't think she was top tier for me. So I'm going to put her in the A tier. I think she grew on me, and we'll see how her character develops in season two. All right, next character, we got our girl Eloise. I was all about Eloise from the start. Very similar to Lady Danbury. She doesn't give a crap about what other people think. She wants to go to university, which I love. And it did seem like towards the end of the season, she was kind of not as hesitant to maybe find a man to marry, because I'm sure there are some gentlemen out there who's similar to like the Duke would be able to kind of go head to head with her as far as like talking about music and art and stuff that she loves. So maybe she'll get to do both, but I'm interested to see where her character grows in this coming season. But I still love her wholeheartedly, and she's going to also be up there in the S tier. We'll see what comes with the second season, but I loved her character the entire time, and yeah. Now, in this tier list, it has the two Featherington sisters together. I was kind of hoping to kind of do them separately, but I'll kind of just put them together, but kind of talk about each one of them separately. So we've got the eldest Featherington, which her name is Prudence, and then we have Philippa, who's the middle one. Now, Prudence, I don't think got a lot of like character work to do. She was kind of in the background more, and didn't have a guy at the end of the first season, and I kind of felt like she was kind of left in the lurch, especially with Marina and Penelope and stuff like that. So didn't really get to see a whole lot of her. And I really did actually enjoy Prudence's, no, not Prudence, Philippa's storyline with the gentleman who was very cute, but also like he sneezed a lot, and their kind of like love thing. And I don't know if that got resolved at the end of first season or not. I can't quite remember. I haven't rewatched it since, but I was kind of hoping for them to come together. So I think that she got a little bit more juice in that first season. So I'm gonna put them in room to grow, but Philippa is kind of creeping up to the must be protected, because I really enjoyed just her little quirkiness and just kind of little things that the actress put into her character. So yeah. Next up, we have, this is the Bridgerton sister that we didn't really see a whole lot of. And when she came in towards the end of the first season, I was like, who are you? And I think her name is Francesca Bridgerton, maybe. And that, although that might be the younger one who is like right here, that might be Francesca. So I can't quite remember this Bridgerton. Very forgettable, and hopefully we'll see more of her this season. I can't recall if she was actually already married or not, or what the situation was with her. So we're just going to put her in Found Wanting. Not very memorable. When she came in, it was very jarring because I was like, who is this woman? So hopefully we'll see more of her and get to know a little bit more. Yeah, so moving on to Genevieve Delacroix, the modiste. Everyone was thinking that she was Lady Whistledown, which turned out was not to be the truth. Even they put a whole lot of hints in here that made it think that she was Lady Whistledown, and even I was believing it myself. And then you find out that she's not, and you're like, oh my gosh. I did enjoy her character. I think she's actually married to the artist, which was very interesting. And she ended up having an affair with our middle child, Bridgerton. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about her character. I'm not sure if she's kind of like a one and done, if she's going to show up more or not. I enjoyed her character, but I think there could be more from her. So I'm going to put her also in Found Wanting just because I want to see more character development and growth from her and see where she goes in this season. Okay. Moving on to our youngest Bridgerton male, who we didn't really get to see a whole lot of. He was kind of just in the background. Happens a lot with shows that have large families. You kind of like the younger ones don't really get a whole lot of story time. So I'm not going to spend too much time on them. So he's just going to go into like maybe get some more storyline. I'm thinking once he grows up a bit and starts getting out into the find a wife type situation, that we'll see some more from his character. Similar to the youngest daughter, we'll put her there as well. She had some funny stuff in the first season, but that was pretty much it. Just some like one-liners and offhandedness there. So yeah, hopefully we'll get to see more character development with them in the next season. All right. Well, his character's already dead, but the Duke's father showed up in some flashbacks. I don't think we're going to see him again, because especially since the Duke is not going to be in this coming season. He is on this tier list that I found, however, so we're just gonna rate him real quick, and he's gonna be in Goodbye Forever. Horrible man. Hated every time I saw him do something on screen, which goes credit to the actor who played him. He did a very good job, but just not a huge fan of him and his want for a family and not being approval of the Duke or Simon, and so yeah, don't like him, and Goodbye Forever. All right, moving on to the Featherington head of house, which I think his name was Archibald. Yeah, Archibald Baron Featherington, the patriarch of the Featherington family. His character was very interesting. It was kind of like that off in the background character who kind of just grunted a few things, and you kind of knew that he was somewhat of a bad guy, and then you found out he was gambling, and he gambled his whole family's fortune away. And that's why he brought Marina in to try and get some money and stuff, and that turned out to go bad for him. And I think now at the end of the show, I think he killed himself. Yeah. So I doubt we're gonna see him. His character, the actor who played him, did a great job. I've seen him in some other things, but yeah, Goodbye Forever. We're not gonna see him again. And even if he hadn't killed himself, I probably would have put him here, just because I wasn't a big fan of his character. So. Moving on to Marina Thompson. She was a big part of the season, kind of like the second arc there with Penelope and the Featherington family. And at first, I just kind of felt bad for her. They did a good job of making us feel for her character and her situation. And we find out she's pregnant from this man who apparently died in the war or on the battlefield, some kind of battle. Then she kind of pulls a 180 and starts kind of scheming herself, and you start to think, oh, she's not really that good of a person. And then she fools Colin into falling for her, which totally made me not like her character. And that all kind of blows up thanks to Penelope, our queen. And I don't know where her story can go from here. I did read a bit about how her character technically isn't even in the first book and doesn't appear until later, and it's a very small character arc. Like, they gave her a lot more to do in this first season. So I don't know if we'll see her again. And, I don't want to put her in Goodbye Forever because I don't think she deserves to be there, but I do think at the end of the season she had a lot of room to grow. So we're going to put her there. Okay, I think we're up with the Featherington's servant, whatever her class is called, So the servant to the Featheringtons, who kind of schemed with the lady Featherington to do a lot of things and was kind of like her confidant. I don't know how to rate her. I feel like we kind of just saw her in the background being like kind of part of Featherington's plans and stuff like that. And yeah, I think we need to see more of her. Just not very memorable. We kind of just, she was there. This guy, who I don't even remember his name, Nigel, the Nigel man who almost ended up with Daphne, but thankfully did not, thanks to the inner workings of his mom and Anthony and stuff. I don't know if he'll be back. You know, he kind of like ran away after the discovery of having an illegitimate child with a servant, and I really didn't like his character, and I hope he's gone forever. He just a little too cringe for me. Good cringe as far as like, you know, the story goes, because it gave some juice to the show, but yeah, don't want to see him again. Now we are at Penelope, who we also stan wholeheartedly. We hope her and Colin get together. I know that they're probably, I think they're fourth season probably, because my mom read all the books and she didn't tell me anything spoiler wise, but yeah, I keep hearing some stuff that you know, is leading up to their courtship. But it's just going to be kind of some pining probably in season 2, because we'll be focused on Anthony. But yeah, that's going to be a quick one and done. S tier, Penelope. The Featherington Matriarch. I've seen this actress in a lot of other shows. She plays a very good kind of villain, you know, type character. And I enjoyed watching her machinations and seeing them kind of fall apart. And I don't know where her character goes at the end of this. She was definitely stricken by the I believe it was her husband killing herself at the end of season 1. So we'll see how she picks the family back up. Maybe she even finds an older widowed gentleman to marry in season 2. So I'm interested to see where her character goes. So we're gonna put her in room to grow. She definitely did some bad things, and hopefully she learns from those bad things and becomes a better person. Who knows with this show? So yeah, we'll put her there. Our young prince. Who knows if we'll see him again in this second season, played by our man from Harry Potter, Cormac McLaggen, who when I saw him there, I was like, it's Cormac McLaggen. Yeah, he did a good job, I think, playing the character. Felt a little bad for him, you know, he was going after Daphne, and then if it wasn't for the Duke, who knows, maybe it would have happened, but yeah, there wasn't much for his character, so I'm going to put him in Found Wanting. I think if he does come back, I want to see him be more vocal, kind of like not be on the sidelines or kind of going with what the queen wants or what other people want. I want him to decide things on his own and be more kind of outspoken. I think he was a little bit too much left at the whims of other people in the show in the first season. So yeah, I think I want to see that. All right, coming up next, we've got our opera singer who I loved to death. I loved her character growth. I don't know if we'll see her in this next season. I think she, from what I remember, she actually married someone at the end of season 1, and that kind of brought Anthony to his knees because he was wanting to be with her, but that leaves room for this next season. So, you know, I do like where her character went. She was kind of smitten with Anthony, which is understandable. But yeah, I really, really liked her character. And if we do see her again, I do kind of hope that we see her being a little bit more happy. She was definitely on the end of the kind of like really, really wanted to be with someone, but it was just taking a toll on her mental health personally. And I'm sure we've all been there where we love someone and maybe they're using you or they act like they love you, but they don't truly love you back, and it just kind of falls apart. So I'm hoping that we get to see her character happy if she comes back in the next season. So we've got a few more characters left. We're going to come with the Duke. Now, the Duke was an interesting one. I enjoyed his character for the most part in season 1. There were times where he just drove me mad, though, because I was like, dude, just stop being a punk and just talk. Like, didn't want to talk about his dad, didn't want to tell Daphne why he didn't want to have why he didn't want to have kids, and just kind of irked me. And it's all for drama, and eventually everything comes together. But I do think, he's kind of a punk, especially in those first 2 episodes, and there towards the end, he was just like, I wasn't a big fan of him. And now we know he's not coming back for the second season. Maybe we'll see him if they, negotiated something, but that it kind of jump started this guy's career. He went on to do SNL, and I don't know. I'm sure he has some good reasons for not coming back, but since he's not coming back, and I don't know what else is left for his character, I'm just gonna be like, all right, goodbye, buddy. Sorry, Duke. You did what you came to do, and if he were in season 2, I would probably put him in the room to grow. But since he's not, we're just gonna say goodbye forever. All right, we're coming up on the final few. We've got our Lady Bridgerton, the matriarch of the family. I enjoyed her character during season 1, and she kind of got more outspoken towards Anthony and helping with Daphne and being more of an actual mother than just like trying to sell off her daughters to men for good, the rest, to help them survive the rest of their lives and have a good, not upbringing, but good living, like, being secure with money and stuff like that. So I enjoyed where her character went. I'm not sure if we will see her do something or help Anthony at all in the next season. I think she might be more focused on Eloise. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm not sure how much more room she has to grow, but I don't know if I would put her in any of these top 2 spots. So this is more of just like, I want to see where she goes, if she has anything left to go to. So, all right, the last person I have on this list is our gentleman boxer, who had was kind of like the confidant of the Duke, and he had a wife and some kids, and he was trying to maybe get out of that boxing lifestyle of boxing for money, and maybe find a different calling, because there's only so long that your body can take it, and you can fight. And so I totally understood where his character was coming from, and he's not part of like the upper echelon of people. And so with the Duke being gone this season, I'm not sure if we'll see his character again. I would like to see his character. I think there's a lot of story potential there, and I don't know if the books cover him or not, or if he's part of the future books, but I'm going to put him in, I really liked his character, so we'll put him in the A tier. So yeah, I want to see, I do think there is room to grow as well, but I want to see if he comes back, what happens with it. And that's kind of where we're at. There is one person that's not on this list, which is the Queen. I don't know why the Queen isn't on this list, but I don't even think the Queen is technically part of the books. I think she was created just for the show, which is great on them, because that was a great character for them to add for the show. And if I were to put her in this tier list, she would probably go, I would say in Room to Grow, just because her character was very much a one-off. She didn't really have much aside from being angry at things that Whistledown was saying, and then trying to do her own kind of machinations to make partnerings pair up according to her whims. And I did enjoy the little bits with her husband. I would love to see more of that. And that's where I think it could grow, is to see more of that storyline, and her kind of maybe trying to rule while her husband is losing his mind, which I think is kind of true to the actual time. The king at that time was kind of losing it. So yeah, I would like to see that. But yeah, there's my tier list. Let me know in the comments down below, do you agree or disagree with any of my choices? And are you looking forward to season 2? It comes out in a few weeks. I will be reacting to it, so stay tuned to the channel. We will see you with those reactions. And of course, you can always check out my Expanse reactions every week. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you with the next video.